There has been much controversy about whether Africans are indigenous to America or were Africans in America before the start of Columbus' discovery. I'm going to throw this hat in the ring by W.E.B.DuBois, a Grandmaster teacher. And his book is called The Gift of Black Folks. In chapter 1, called The Black Explorers, he states, how the Negro helped in the discovery of America and gave his ancient customs to the land. Garcia Malvavo published in 1510 a Spanish romance which says, ye not know the right hand of the Indies, there's an island called California, very near the terrestrial paradise, which people with black women without any man among them, because their custom lived after the fashions of the Amazons. They were strong in hardy bodies, and ardent courage and great force. The legend that the Negro race touched America even before the days of Columbus rests upon certain bases of facts. First, the Negro continents, clear and unmistakable, occurs repeatedly in Indian carvings, among the relics of the mound builders and the Mexican temples. Second, there are evidence of Negro customs among the Indians in their religion worship, and the method of building defenses such as the mounds probably were, and particularly in customs of trade. Columbus said that he had been told of an island west of Cape Verde Islands where black folks had been trading and had used their trade the well-known African alloy of the gold called guanine. There could be no question whatever to the reality of the statement in regards to the presence of in America of the African pioneers previous to Columbus, because the guanine is a Mandingo word and the valley alloy is of African origin. In 1501, a law passed forbidding persons to sell guanine to the Indians of Hispaniola. Weiner thinks the presence of the Negroes with the trading masters in America before Columbus is proved by representation of the Negro in American sculptures and design, by occurrence of a black nation enduring in the early 16th century, but more specifically by Columbus, empathetic reference to Negro traders from Guinea who traffic in gold alloy guanine of precisely the same composition and bearing of the same name, as frequently referred to by early writers of Africa. Thirdly, in the production of America, there have been considered many indigenous and brought by use, especially by the Indians, that may have easily been African origin. For instance, tobacco, cotton, sweet potato, and peanuts. It's quite possibly that many, if not all, in the same cases through the African Negro, being in case indigenous to Negro Africa, in other cases transmitted from the Arabs by the Negroes. Tobacco particularly is well known in Africa and is mentioned by the early Americas and continuing in connection with the Negroes. All these writings were spread in America along the same route, starting from the mingling of the Negroes and Indians in the West Indies, coming up through Florida and on to Canada. The Arawak Indians, especially, who shows the effect of the contact with the Negroes and future Negroes together with the Negro Caribs, migrated north, and it was said they was led to Ponapence in search of the fountain of Bimi, where old man became young. Ovia said that the sweet potato came from the evil lot of the Negroes and has taken well and is profitable for good substance for Negro, of whom there are great numbers and is necessary on account of their rebellions. In the same way, maize and sugar may have been imported from Africa. Further than this, the raising of bread, roots, mammoth, yams, and sweet potato have come to America from Guyana by way of Guinea by way of Brazil. From Brazil, the culture of these crops spread, and the word referring to them is undoubtedly of African origin. The Negroes probably reached the eastern part of South America from the West Indies, while others of the same route went along the roads marked by the mound builders as far as Canada. The chief influence of the Negroes in America is exerted by a Negro colony in Mexico, most likely from Tehuacan or Tuscaloosa, which may have been instrumental in establishing the city of Mexico. From here, their influence pervaded the neighboring tribes, and ultimately directly or indirectly reached Peru. The mound builders were probably replicas of Negro forts in Africa. This tendency to build forts and stockades proceeded in Achilles, whence the Arawak had come in the beginning of the 16th century. It is proved by the presence of similar works in Cuba. These are found in most abandoned and at least explored parts of the island, and there can be little doubt of their location of the future Negroes and Indian stockades, precisely such as they were in use in Africa. It is not possible to provide a presence. It is not possible to prove direct participation of Negroes in fortification of North American Indians. But as civilized influences on the Indians to a great extent proceeded over Cuba, from Florida towards the Huron County in the north, the solution question of the mound builders to be looked at for the perpetuation of the crab or the Iraq methods acquired from the Negroes are well attested in the Avionical Plate of 1503. The Negroes spoiled the manners of the Indians, and the transfer to white traders was not only adopted by the methods of the Indians, but frequently lived among the Indians as part of them, especially in Brazil, where we have ample documented evidence of the fact. All this prehistoric and in part of conjectural, and yet it seems reasonable to suppose that much in custom and trade and religion, which was regarded as characteristic of the American Indian, arose from strong Negro influences of the pre-Columbian period. Now, being a Grandmaster teacher, you know what I'm saying, most people will say that, you know, in academic and in the street scholarship, W.E.B.DuBois, in his book, The Gift of Black Folks, the first chapter, and he states that it was a strong Negro influence and Negroes was already here in America. So, you know, that's one person's point of view, that's one person's scholarship, and he gave many cites and references for that. So this is one book you can use. When people try to say that there was no Negroes in America, you bring up W.E.B.DuBois in his book, The Gift of Black Folks, did not state that. That's not the whole chapter of it, that's just chapter 1. But that's not the whole chapter 1. It goes later on to the black explorers and whatnot. And, you know, I didn't think there was no need to really go deep into that chapter like that. So, you know, shout out to the ancestors, W.E.B.DuBois, much love. And subscribe to the channel because more knowledge is dropping off like this. Peace and have a wonderful day. Hotep.